Hello everybody, it is the 26th of May, Monday, Memorial Day 2025. We are in Ilwaco, Washington. We are at Cape Disappointment, checking out another lighthouse. We're located almost directly across the Columbia River from Astoria, Oregon. I just wanted to get a little viewpoint here. The parking lot is pretty small in this place. Let me see, let me get a little count. 1, 2, 3. So there's about, there's probably 8, 16, 20. There's maybe 30 to 35 spaces in here total. So the bad news is if you don't get one, you're really out of luck because it's about a mile up this little 2-lane road, nowhere to park on the sides. I really wouldn't want to walk up there with traffic coming. Back down this road, too far to walk and show you, there is another road that splits off and goes up this hill up on top of here that is handicap parking. If you have a placard, you can go park up there. Other than that, you're down in this parking lot, and it's also a trailhead. So we're going to go over here and we're going to check out what little bit of information we got, and we'll see how long it takes us to crawl up this trail and find the lighthouse. Okay, so also don't want to fail to mention this does have a fee, $10 a day to park here. I think that's what the fee is. I'm not sure actually. What we did is we knew we were coming up here and we'd be stopping at a lot of the state parks, so we bought the Discovery Pass for a year. That sign, well, I don't know, maybe the sign is correct and it's only $30. Maybe I got charged an extra $5 for some reason. Perhaps because I bought mine at Cabela's in Oregon. I don't know. Mine was $35 for the year. But it's already paid for itself. We've stopped at no less than 5 state parks on this little leg of the tour. So that would have been $50 in parking fees alone. They do have a machine here where you can get your ticket for the day if you want. Okay, so there's 2 separate trails. One goes up to the Lewis and Clark Interpretive Center, which is up here, and this one over here says it goes to the lighthouse, so we're gonna go check that out. Hold on. Okay, so this tells you what you need to know. Half a mile to the Cape Disappointment Lighthouse. There's a little map of how you get there right there. So, oh, here we go. A QR code, you can scan that for a virtual tour of the trail. That's pretty cool. Or you can check this out. I'm probably much more entertaining than the QR code. So we'll see how far we have to go back here. Yeah. How's it going? Good. See, that's what we like to see. People out having a good time, being friendly. Excellent. Glad to see most of the population still pretty friendly. That's the second encounter today where someone has at least waved. So that's a good thing.
Hello.
Hello. 3 for 3. So, as you can see, it is a dirt path. It is fairly well maintained. Pretty packed down, not too muddy. Alright, be back in a second. The trail down here, like I said, it's pretty wide, pretty well compact and kind of well kept, but you do have to be careful. As you can see right here, a lot of ankle breakers along the way. You can see this right here is a step somebody put in a long time ago, but they're so old they're worn down or filled in, whichever way you want to talk about it, where they're almost just flat with the surface they're supposed to be a step for. So, oh, here's our first real clearing. You can get a glimpse through the trees. Like a little bay, little boat dock. That's pretty cool. Let's see if we can get a shot down there. I wonder, it looks like it's Coast Guard boats. Most of these lighthouses I noticed in the parks are Coast Guard property. So, looks like Coast Guard maintains a few boats down there. We'll see more when we get down around the actual corner. All right, found a sign. A little curious about. As you can see, it says Dead Man's, but not Dead Man's what? There's bolts here. So I suspect there's a missing piece. Oh, wait a minute. I should be a detective. I just solved the mystery. Dead Man's Cove Trail. Ooh. This is where all the dead men washed up, evidently. So, let's go take a look. Oh, wow. Pretty cool view from up here. Feels great. It's a sunny day. It's probably 65, 70 degrees, somewhere in that neighborhood. Got a little breeze blowing right now. I am not going down there where these people are. Yeah. Look at, they're trying to figure out right now, how the hell do we climb back up this steep ass hill? No thanks. I'll tell you what, the hill that the trail and hill we've came down to get to this point already, I mean, it won't kill you, but it's not an easy jog through the woods either. So be prepared for a small hike if you come here. I tell you what, we're not even to the lighthouse yet though, but this view alone is worth the hike. It's beautiful. So, carrying on. This says mile 1. We passed another one a while ago and said mile 3/4. If I didn't know better, I'd think the producer tricked me into going for a hike. But she didn't make the signs. So here's a little placard, U.S. Coast Guard Station, Cape Disappointment. Tells you a little bit about what the Coast Guard's doing here. As you may or may not know, Astoria, Oregon, the bar here is the roughest bar in the world. So that's why a lot of the Coast Guard training and stations go on right around this area. Okay, so we've hiked all this way. We've made it to a cement trail, only to find another sign that says Lighthouse this way. So, I guess off on the cement trail we go. So, we're maybe halfway up the trail. We just came to just a more direct down the middle look of the Dead Man's Cove. Looks pretty awesome. There's the jetty over there. And there's the Pacific Ocean. So, we're going to try and keep battling up this hill. And hopefully soon we'll be to the lighthouse. Not sure how much closer we are now to the lighthouse. We found the remnants of an old army bunker. Not really much more here now than just a big cement empty room. But at one time the army used it for something. So, all right. Hopefully we don't have too much further to go. We'll find out. Probably fortunately for me, the producer won't let me climb this tower. She said, don't be ridiculous. But if any of you know me or kind of know me through these videos, you already know I'm ridiculous. Too late. What a great shot though. This is a different side, a different jetty, but it's really cool. You can see the waves crashing. And that way over there in the distance, you can see that's Washington, or Oregon. Excuse me, my bad. So, we've almost made it to the top. Oh my goodness. I think I actually see the top of the lighthouse. Now I'm pretty excited. I was wondering if this trail was going to end. So, just past where these people are, right by that white, or that square box, that's pretty much the end of the trail. And just to the right of that, I believe, is the lighthouse. So hang tight, we'll be there in just a second. You can see it's got this big antenna tower. I'm not sure if that's still active for something or they just used to use it. We're almost there. All right, we made it to the top. There's the lighthouse. We'll go get a little closer in just a second. First, we want to go over here, check out this view from the viewpoint. It's a pretty great view. Oddly enough, we've been traveling the coast of Washington for 3 days, more or less. And this is really the first big view of the ocean we've had. Hold on, this is crazy. I may see a shipwreck. Do you see that? I can't see too well because my glasses are super polarized at the moment. I'm gonna try and zoom in on this. Oh, there it is, I see it. Okay. I'll be very interested to watch this when I get home. Unfortunately, that's as far as I can zoom in right now. But it looks to me like that sailboat or whatever it is hit the jetty. It doesn't appear to be moving. That's no bueno for them if that's the case. There we go. Sorry about all the shakiness. It's really hard to see. Interesting. All right. If anybody's from the Astoria area or just tapped into the local news, let me know in the comments what that's all about. Oh, do you hear that? I really hope you guys could hear that in the background. It was a seal or a sea lion barking. Did you hear that? I'm glad it wasn't just me. All right, so we're gonna, man, it is so bright out here. I'm almost blind. We're gonna walk up here and we're gonna check out the lighthouse. There we go. All right, so hang tight. We're gonna walk up and get a little better look. So unfortunately, as we're seeing a running theme with these lighthouses, although they're charging a shit ton of money to park and come look at them, they let them go to shit. They don't have any new paint. They don't look like they've been touched for 50 years. Come on, Washington, quit being cheap asses. Put some money out here into the paint. Quit charging everybody 10 bucks a car and then keeping all the money. That's not fair. Okay, back to your regularly scheduled programming. So there's your little entryway for the keeper to go in. Looks like he had his little workstation there. And that's pretty far up to the top of this thing. Although this is a short one, it's still pretty tall. A little bit about this lighthouse. This is the point where Lewis and Clark reached the Pacific Ocean, pretty much the end of their trail. And the lighthouse provides a beacon for ships that are approaching the Columbia River. As I said earlier, The bar where the ocean meets the mouth of the Columbia River is the roughest bar in the world. So the ships need all the help they can get getting over here. I missed this little building. Looks like there's a telescope inside. I don't know if you're able to get inside and access it. The door's shut, so probably not. But there is another little viewpoint area up here. We'll check it out. Oh, here's some information on previously said Columbia River Bar. This will probably tell you everything you'd ever want to know about it. See, we are here. Let's get all the information here. You can never have enough information. Remember, knowledge is power. All right, very cool. So it looks like round trip to the lighthouse is about 2.4 miles with about a 500-foot elevation gain. And I'd say that's probably pretty accurate. Seems like it was about a mile to get here. A little over maybe, and about a mile or so to get back. The park also has camping, has restrooms and showers. You can get yurt or cabin rentals. There's hiking trails, a boat launch, and there's also the Lewis and Clark Interpretive Center. And in some spots, there's also even beach access. And it looks like, as the producer so wittingly just pointed out to me, because I'm too dumb to turn around, that right there is probably the Lewis and Clark Interpretive Center, which, if you were paying attention in the beginning, there's a separate trail from the parking lot that leads to that. So, and then as you can see, the view of the ocean from here is outstanding. And if you're a nature lover, you really cannot beat what I'm experiencing right now. The nice warm sunshine, the sparkling beautiful water, and a cool ocean breeze. Man, I'm in heaven right now. Unfortunately, I have to walk back this trail to the car. Darn it. All right, one last look over here. Unfortunately, there's a rope, and I try and follow the rules, no admittance. So I won't be a naughty boy and go up there. We'll go get in the shade. Trying. Yeah, unfortunately I can't get down enough where the seal/sea lion may have been. They usually like to hang out on the rocks and bask in the sun. All right. So, thankfully, we were unsuccessful on the very first stop of our journey, but ironically, on the very last stop of our journey, we succeeded. There is the Cape Disappointment Lighthouse for everyone. I thank you all for watching and subscribing. If you're not already subscribed, please do. Once I add this latest little batch, I think we've got probably between 6 and 8 new videos to add from this trip. There's going to be a total of, I think, around 180 videos of the Great Northwest. So, as always, please hit the thumbs up. Leave some comments. I always love to hear from you. I like to hear ideas of where you might want to go and check things out. And please click to subscribe. It's free. Helps me out. I'm trying to get that 100 subscriber level. It's taken me a while, but we're slowly getting there. And share the video with somebody for them to enjoy. And as always, until next time, peace.